Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the delay. We were just having some technical issues here that we're trying to solve. Sorry about the delay, but we are live now. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. So, excuse the picture quality, but there's some news here that I just saw. So I definitely want to get into that right now regarding this Max Kellerman Stephen A. Smith thing. We had no idea that we were going to do this live. We just finished doing another live talking about Max Kellerman's new show that he's going to be getting on ESPN called This Just In. That's what we're going to be doing. Then I forgot where I saw it. I think it was maybe a member sent it to me or something. But then I looked. Hey, how you doing? Then I looked, and I someone said, I can't remember exactly where, that Stephen A. Smith just responded to Max Kellerman leaving on Hot 97. Now, about a week ago, when we first heard the news that Max Kellerman was going to be leaving First Take, Stephen A. Smith went to Hot 97. This was before he hosted the Jimmy Kimmel Live. He spoke about it briefly. I'm thinking what they did was make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. Also, say what's good to Marco. Marco's also in here in the chat with us. So make sure you say what's good to Marco. Marco's also here with us. So say what's good to Marco. I know I had some of you waiting. So as people come in, just we're talking about Stephen A. Smith breaking his silence on the Max Kellerman news. Make sure you guys hit the likes. Would appreciate that. Let's try to get the likes to 100. Thank you so much. Say it was good to Marco. So he went on there. He spoke, and I thought that was it. So I think what they did was they waited for Max Kellerman to finally leave, start his show. Then Stephen A. Smith would be able to go back on would be able to go back and talk about it. So I clicked on the video, and the video is on Hot 97's YouTube page. It's about a 20-minute video. And as you can see, I'm a bit annoyed, right? And the reason I'm annoyed is this. The reason I'm annoyed is this. As I said before, and I'll say it again, I've had my issues with Stephen A. Smith. Hey, how you doing, Mark? I always felt that he was a very disrespectful person, extremely arrogant. And I told you, I never got over the comments that he made about those Nigerian players. I never got over it. Some people told me to get over it. I said, no, I'm not getting over anything, right? I'm not getting over anything. So I felt a kind of way about him anyway. And a lot of people do for different reasons. Make sure you guys hit the likes. So after Max Kellerman left, we did some coverage on the story. And the last video we did, we spoke about there being possible jealousy or intimidation, where Stephen A. Smith felt as if he felt intimidated by Max Kellerman's smartest guy in the room complex. And that's something that rubs Stephen A. Smith the wrong way. So when I tuned into the Hot 97 episode, you guys can go hunt it down. I can't play here for you, obviously. They were asking Stephen A. Smith this about Max Kellerman leaving. How you doing? And about 4 to 5 minutes into the interview, Stephen A. Smith started to make his thoughts known on Max Kellerman leaving the show. And I'm just going to say some of the things that he said, and then I'm going to give my own opinion. He said that he was behind, or he suggested that Max Kellerman be taken off of ESPN First Take. He suggested this. Wasn't something by the network. It wasn't something by the bosses. It wasn't something about the viewing public. Nothing that the viewing public said. Nothing of the sort. He was the one that suggested they remove Max Kellerman. And they asked him why. Why did he say that? He said, listen, we had a 5-year run together. Before he came in, he was working with Skip Bayless, and they had a 4-year run. He told him after year 2 that this thing is not working out. Stephen A. Smith told Max Kellerman this. He said, this thing is not working out. Now, what he didn't specify was why it didn't work out, why it wasn't working out. He didn't get into those details. He then went on to say, he's been doing ESPN First Take for 9 years. 9 years. And he said in those 9 years, he's given about 33,000 different or 30,000 plus takes on various subject items during the course of that show's 9-year run. He said that over that 9 years, he has been pretty much flawless during that entire period. And he said that I absolutely have no regret about telling Max Kellerman to leave the show. And I'm not going to apologize for my decision for that to happen. No problem. Here's my issue. To this day, no one has yet to give an answer as to why exactly was Max Kellerman removed from the show. This is the part I do not understand. Some people will say it's because of Max Kellerman's political views. Okay, fine. You don't like Max Kellerman's political views. Why do y'all talk about politics? If you ask people political questions, they're going to give you their political answers, number one. Number two, from what I take from what Max Kellerman, some of the things that he said about politics, it would seem as if Max Kellerman is a left-leaning kind of person. He's more of a Democrat from some of the things that he says. No problem. As I told you, we don't get into politics, but let's delve into this momentarily. If Max Kellerman is in fact a Democrat and he has left-leaning views, and that ultimately may have been the reason that he was removed from the network, how is it then possible that ESPN on a daily, hourly basis can cover LeBron James, who is publicly stated his political position that he's a Democrat? So help me understand something. When ESPN, as they say, was going woke, promoting the athletes kneeling, all of these different things, that wasn't Max Kellerman doing that. But because Max Kellerman gave his political views, which I don't care about because I'm not into politics, you're going to tell me that's the reason they got rid of Max Kellerman, because he was talking about he had some political stance? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. At all. Because the fact of the matter is, how much do they talk about politics to begin with, number one? Number two, if it was in fact an issue that politics was the reason that ultimately they had to part ways with Max Kellerman, help me understand something. For those of you who do know, you know this is a talk show. And in every talk show, they have producers. Producers are the ones that help coming up with these topics. So you mean to tell me that Stephen A. Smith and these guys, they know all of these things are not working, and yet they're going to bring up these political questions? What are we discussing? Here's my bigger issue, though. There is a callousness and a display of kind of cold-hearted behavior that he had towards Max Kellerman and his answers that rubbed me the wrong way, man, let me tell you. It rubbed me the very wrong way. The wrongest way. Because in all of this, I don't understand. From listening to Stephen A. Smith, I cannot understand where he stands morally as a human being. I don't care about your political takes. I don't know who Stephen A. Smith is as a person beyond discussing politics or discussing sports. You're on a show for 5 years with someone that you handpicked. After 2 years, you go and tell the person this is not working. It takes you 3 years to get that person fired. In the 5 years of the two of you together, y'all are the #1 sports morning radio talk show. And at the end of all of that, after getting Max Kellerman fired, the conclusion you reach is you're the reason that ESPN First Take is #1, and basically saying that Max Kellerman had no role to play in it. and you know what the hell you're doing. Listen, let me tell you the saddest part about all of this. You know, life is funny. You want to find out something about people, put them in a power position. If you want to find out the nature of a human being, put them in a position where they have power over others. You will quickly start to understand what this person is all about, what type of character they have, whether or not they're a good person, whether or not they're a bad person, whether they're a humble person, all of these different things. You'll quickly find that out. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I give you an interesting juxtaposition here. Before Stephen A. Smith got on ESPN First Take, which was originally Cole Pista, then first to 10 or whatever, who was the one that was the star of ESPN First Take? Please help me understand. Who was the person? Was it not Skip Bayless? Was Skip Bayless not the star of the show? Skip Bayless, who is friends with Stephen A. Smith, said to him, he said, you know what? You know what, Stephen A. Smith? You're my friend, but I have a big heart. Listen to what I just said. I have a big heart. And given that you're my friend, and I know that you have talent and you have insight into basketball, I know you can be entertaining on TV. I'm going to offer you an opportunity to come on TV with me, and we're going to do a 50-50 partnership. If you don't believe me, Skip Bayless has the interview. I don't have time to waste with any people talking about, just go hunt down the interviews there on YouTube. Skip Bayless invites Stephen A. Smith to be a partner, a debate partner on ESPN First Take. The show takes off. The show gets so big, right, that they weren't able to afford paying for Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith at the same time. So Skip Bayless ended up going to Fox Sports 1. And now Stephen A. Smith assumed the position of Skip Bayless. And what did Stephen A. Smith do? When he was put in a position to help others and empower other people, what did he do? What he did was bully Max Kellerman. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He bullied that man. Let me tell you something. For the men watching this, there's no way in hell I'm doing a debate show with no human being on this earth, and we're debating back and forth, and you start screaming on me. When I'm married and I have children, that will not happen. We can have a disagreement. You will never scream on me, and I have children, and my children can see it, or my wife can see it. You cross the line. We're no longer debating anymore. Stephen A. Smith, on occasion, often would be shouting on Max Kellerman like as if he was one of his boys that cleans his house, like he was a cleaner in his house. And I was saying to myself, is this how you talk to your co-host? Is that how Skip Bayless talked to you when he brought you on the show? Is that how Skip Bayless spoke to him? Skip Bayless was the big wig. He was the one earning the bigger check, but he still treated Stephen A. Smith as an equal on air. He made him feel as if he was an equal to him. He didn't try to belittle him. He didn't create a situation in which other people like Kendrick Perkins and others will come on the show and feel like as if they can talk down on Max Kellerman. He never did that. That's the stage that Stephen A. Smith set. Then, at the end of you getting him fired, you cold-bloodedly have the courage to come out on Hot 97 and say, I absolutely was the one that told him to get fired. You must be full of something else that only God knows. You must think you're the best thing since sliced bread on this earth. I don't understand it. Skip Bayless, say whatever you want about him. You can talk about, Skip Bayless hates on LeBron, whatever. Skip Bayless has empowered more people than Stephen A. Smith has. I'm sorry. Skip Bayless went to FS1. Let me tell you who he brought with him. Rob Parker, Chris Broussard, Shannon Sharp, Colin Cowherd. Who's the other person? The other person escapes my mind right now at the moment. There's somebody else that's escaping my mind. Since Stephen A. Smith has been the head honcho at First Take, who is he? Who can you say that since Stephen A. Smith has been in that power seat, he's brought somebody along? Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. Would appreciate that. Nobody. Who is he empowered? Nobody. Nobody. Your show is turning into a joke. People are watching the ESPN First Take videos and they're disliking these videos left and right. Somehow it's still you're tone deaf and you feel as if you're above it all. Stephen A. Smith feels as if he's above it all. He can't be I can't be here arguing with these peons. And you're going to publicly come out and say that you don't have any remorse for getting Max Kellerman fired. I'm going to ask it again as I asked it before. Somebody tell me why Max Kellerman was let go of on First Takes for. Then he ESPN for. Then he gave another reason. Listen to another reason he gave as to why he decided to get rid of Max Kellerman. Listen to this, and you tell me if this makes sense to you. He said, listen to this. When he came on the show, him and Skip Bayless made the show #1 for 4 years. Max Kellerman came on the show. For 5 years, the show was #1 or is #1. He then said the reason he decided that him and Max Kellerman are not going to work anymore. I want you guys to listen to this. He said the reason him and Max Kellerman are no longer going to work out is because he wants to shake things up to keep updating things so the show can remain #1 when the show's already Who do you know that has a #1 show on TV and you go and take one of the major ingredients off that show, you remove it, and guess what? You remove it to do what? To become the #1 show. But why would you do that when you're already the #1 show? I thought the whole purpose is to become the #1. So why would you remove Max Kellerman? Which goes to show you it was a bunch of BS. He got rid of Max Kellerman. I'm going to say it now. If Dreamerspro is going to be the only channel on the internet is going to say, we're going to say it. I think Stephen A. Smith didn't like Max Kellerman because Max Kellerman was flat out smarter than him. He's a better looking guy than him, and I'm straight as he's a better looking guy. He seems like a friendlier person. He would approach situations with tact. If you look at the situations when they're talking about weed and all these different things, Stephen A. Smith will be there ripping people down. Max Kellerman will say, but hold on, wait a minute. Let's look at it this way. Let's look at it that way. Maybe there's a reason they said this. Maybe there's a reason they said that's not Stephen A.'s job. Stephen A.'s job is just to tear people down as long as it gets ratings. That's the reason why him and Kwame Brown have issues. Stephen A. Smith is not concerned with giving you an analysis. He's looking for shock value. And if he destroys your character on the way to doing that, so be it. So be it. He doesn't care. You can talk this and talk that, but at the end of the day, he doesn't care. If you want to know how somebody really is, look at how they treat the people closest to them. Look at how they treat the people closest to them. Now, Max Kellerman has his own show now. Some people are saying this is an upgrade. Fantastic. But Max Kellerman is going to have it on his resume that he was fired from ESPN First Take. That's on his record. For Stephen A. Smith, I think these people at ESPN must really think that people are stupid. Y'all saw the segment with Michael Irvin, the Pro Bowl, the Football Hall of Famer. Y'all saw that segment. So we go from Max Kellerman, and now we've been reduced all the way down to Michael Irvin talking about playmaking, excitement, entertainment. What? And this guy shows no remorse. I didn't see yet. I got to check it out, Keith. Thanks for that. This is what we got. I think Stephen A. Smith is an embarrassment. I don't like Stephen A. Smith. I'm saying it now. I never got over what he said about those Nigerian players. And the only reason he came out to make an apology is because people complained. Had people not made an apology, had people not complained, he would not have made an apology. Do y'all see Stephen A. Smith mispronouncing Jewish players' names? Do y'all see him? He'll be up out of there in a minute. He knows who he can mess with and who he can't mess with. That's what he knows. So for me, I think it's disgusting. I don't like the fact that he got Max Kellerman fired and he's not showing not a single drop of remorse. For the new people coming in, Stephen A. Smith just uploaded a video. He just did an interview on Hot 97. You can go search it. It just came out a few hours ago, maybe 2-3 hours ago, where he admitted that he wanted Max Kellerman off the show. He went up to Max Kellerman after 2 years of them working together, and he said, this thing is not working. And he said the reason he got rid of Max Kellerman is because he wanted to shake things up and he wanted things to be fresh. Whatever the hell that means. You're in the number one spot and you're going to mess it up because you want to be fresh. Now, just search for it on YouTube. It's right there. But I think I have the link here. It's a 22-minute video. I'm going to post the link here. Y'all can check it out in your free time. But that's what he said. I'm actually sick of this story right now. And I'm rooting for Max Kellerman. And I don't really care about Max Kellerman to that level. But I don't like when people get treated like trash. I don't. So this is Stephen A. Smith for y'all. For the people that want to defend him, people are talking about politics. This has nothing to do with politics. If it was about politics, and some of the stuff that people are talking about, oh, this is about politics. If it's about politics, you explain to me why ESPN is constantly giving coverage to LeBron James when LeBron James is a Democrat. Max Kellerman is a Democrat. So what's the difference? What is the difference? I don't understand it. You talking about, oh, Max Kellerman has some political views. What about LeBron James? They cover him all day, every day. ESPN has made it clear that they're a left-leaning channel. They've made it clear. So nobody wants to hear anything about, oh, it was about the takes that Max Kellerman was given, his woke takes. ESPN turned into the woke network. That was they're not hiding it. So them saying, oh, the reason we're getting rid of Max Kellerman is because of his political views. Why are you asking political questions? You're a sports debate show. Why are the producers bringing up those questions? Are we going to blame everything on somebody else? They're a left network. What are we talking about? So for me, listen, I just it's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. This guy doesn't care. Stephen A. Smith believes he's above it all. He's like, I'm above it all. Y'all are just here. Y'all are just peons. I'm above it all. He's tone deaf. You saw when him and Kwame Brown were going back and forth. Instead of just apologizing to the guy and moving on, Kwame Brown is 39 years old. You're over 50. And you're arguing with somebody that's 39. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Like an old dude arguing with you know how embarrassing that is? Instead of you just apologize to the guy, say, listen, I'm sorry that I offended you. I didn't mean to do any of these things. My bad. And just move on with your life. No, he couldn't do that. He put out an entire blooper reel making fun of the guy some more. What type of clown behavior is this? I don't understand this guy. So for me, man, these are my thoughts. I posted it there. For those of you guys who missed it, I'm gonna post it again. Y'all, this is what y'all created. I don't even understand what this is about anymore. But you're gonna tell me I walked up to Max Kellerman and told him I want him gone. And when I said it before, I said, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. We may see a possible reunion between Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. People say, oh, no. What are you talking about? I said, okay. Skip Bayless did the interview. He admitted, he said it with his own two lips. I would not rule out the possibility of working with Stephen A. Smith. He said that is one of his regrets. He regrets leaving the show. He said that when he was renegotiating his new contract terms with with FS1 Fox Sports 1, they came extremely close to reuniting again. Why? Because ESPN wanted to make a show that was exclusive to their ESPN Plus app, in which it featured Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. I said all of this already. Don't be surprised, because to me, it makes no good sense. Now, personally, I think Skip Bayless has a little bit more integrity than Stephen A. Smith, and I don't see Skip Bayless leaving Shannon Sharpe high and dry, but I could be wrong. And maybe it could be one of the reasons that Shannon Sharpe now has Uncle Shay's Club, and which is a really good show. And Shannon Sharpe said Skip Bayless came to him with the idea to do that. He said that was Skip Bayless's idea. So maybe Skip Bayless is like, hey, maybe let me set up Shannon Sharpe because he likes Shannon Sharpe. So maybe if I leave the network, Shannon Sharpe, I don't know. This is all speculation. But to me, I just think Max Kellerman got a raw deal. And to this day, it makes no sense to me why they got rid of this. It makes no sense that the reason they got rid of Max, because y'all wanted to shake things up. Whatever. Y'all make sense of that. Anyway, those are my thoughts and opinions on this. This is probably the last time we're going to cover it. The only other thing we're going to cover on this story is we're probably going to give our thoughts on how Max Kellerman does on his first show. We're going to give our thoughts on that. Again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys please hit the like button. Also, we have another video coming out on the channel. Make sure you guys check that out. Once again, thank you guys for being a part of this live. We appreciate it tremendously, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Have a good one. God bless. Peace.